All right, it is time to check the independent practice. I tried to set up many different ways with diagrams and equations, so it looks like a lot. Let's go through this. If 45 cookies will serve 15 students, how many are needed for 30? So check it out. If you have 30 students total, and you know that you're dividing this into 15, 30 divided by 2 is 2 sets of 15. And you know there are 45 cookies for each 15 students. So it's like 45 times 2. 2 45s, just like 2 15s equal 30. 2 45s would give you how many cookies? 45 times 2 is 90. Now if you set it up like an equation, 45 cookies for 15 students, how many cookies for 30 students? 15 times 2 is 30, so 45 times 2 gave you the 90. By the way, if you set this up and you just flip-flopped it and you had 15 over 45, 30 over 90, like that works too. Okay, let's go to number 2. 4 students spend $12 on school lunch. At this rate, find out the amount 10 students would spend on the same. I started with this diagram here, and I knew that we were trying to get to 10, and I knew that 4 students was $12. So then I found the unit rate. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I knew that each one of these was 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, until I got to 30. 10 times 3 is 30. So my answer is 30. Now, if you found the unit rate, you knew $12 for 4 students. Divide by the 4, that gives you $3 per student. And we're trying to figure out how many for 10 students. So when you multiply $3 times 10, it's 30. When you set up an equivalent fraction, you know 4 students is $12. You know 10 students, you don't know how many dollars. 4 times 2.5 is 10. 12 times 2.5 is 30. So either way, we all got 30. It was just a matter of how you wanted to get to the answer. Number 4, I looked at this and I definitely decided, just like example 4, that I wanted to set up an equation and find a unit rate. So I was trying to set up this first rate here, 70 times per 10 minutes. So 70 beats 70 times in 10 minutes. I tried to find the unit rate, so I divided by 10, and that was 70 times in 1 minute. Then I set up an equivalent fraction to see how many minutes it takes for 140 times. So 70 times 2 is 140. 1 times 2 is 2 minutes. So my answer is it can beat in 2 minutes 140 times. All right. So that is the end of lesson 7. The next step is going to be the reflection in the learning journal. All right, in your learning journal, we are going to turn to the next available page for learning objective H and I. So it says, I can use bar diagrams and equivalent fractions to solve ratio problems. I can use lines and equations to solve rates. So this is H, this is I. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a math problem, and then you're going to say how you would solve the problem. You'd explain it in words, how you would make a diagram or how you would set up an equation. And then you're actually going to show your work. So this is the part where you're using words to describe what you would do, and this is where you actually do it and lay out the numbers in the equation or draw the picture. So the problem is, for a store contest, 4 out of every 65 people who visit the store will receive a free DVD. If 455 people visit the store, how many DVDs were given away? So go ahead and explain how you would solve this problem in words, and then show your work and do it. Okay, the last thing that we have after this is going to be the learning objective check-in. So we got to make sure that we do that too. All right, when you are finished with this, think about how you're feeling about learning objective H and I, and they're essentially going to be the same number, which I kind of scribbled this out and I probably shouldn't have to show you this, but you're filling out these, don't scribble this out, just ignore this. You're filling out these last two. I can use bar diagrams and equivalent fractions to solve ratio problems, and I can use lines and equation to solve rates. Filling out those last two numbers with the scale of 1 to 5. Cool, lesson 7's done.